So I'm reading some wonderful verses from Goethe, one of my most favorite poets, German poets. So I read his works at my adolescence, especially Faust, and then I read it, this wonderful play, when I was grown up, and when I still read this, I decode so many wonderful intellectual issues, and that's why perhaps I read it and reread and rediscover. And this is an eternal process when you read this kind of universal literary works. So this poem is called Morning Complaints. And when I was reading it, especially that's how it happens. Whenever I read something and then I find I can relate some other ideas. So ideas come through poetry. Poetry was always a central point for me to rediscover the other form of arts. So when I was reading it, I found these verses are so close to our Vaishnav verses of medieval literature, of medieval age. And so many Thumris are so close to these verses. And perhaps when I'll start reading it, most of the followers and listeners of Western classical music can relate these verses so easily with the love of Radha and Krishna. And Faust, especially Goethe, was a firm admirer of Indian mythology, Indian literature, Indian arts, as you perhaps know. Wicked girl, you, loving whom is anguish, tell me now what I have done to merit torture on this rack of your devising and your breaking of the word you gave me. You clasped my hands, you whispered very sweetly, yes, I will come, my friend, toward the morning to your room. Of this you can be certain. My door, I even left it slightly open, tested first the working of the hinges, glad indeed to find they were not squeaky. What a night of waiting I have gone through. Not a wink, I counted every quarter. I counted every quarter. Even if I fell asleep a moment, now and then my heart forever wakeful roused me from each doze I drifted into. What a night of waiting I have gone through. Not a wink, I counted every quarter. Even if I fell asleep a moment, now and then my heart forever wakeful roused me from each doze I drifted into.